Welcome, friends. Today, we are continuing with a first impression series. Awesome. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, this time with another first impressions video, and we are continuing our exploration of the house of Meo Fusciuni. That is right. Today we have 4 more fragrances. Odor 93. Odor 93. What do we have? Notturno, L'Orbolio, and Little Song. Now, I know Little Song is a favourite, or it's Narcotico. Yes, it is Narcotico. So I've got Odor 93 and L'Orbolio. I'm gonna keep reading the shit, the shtick, you know. But I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a lot. There's a lot of verbiage there, you know. There's a lot of fucking verbiage. So just bear with us, right? But first off, we've got Odor 93. Where am I? Odor 93. Fucking hell, there's loads of different collections in here. There it is. Okay. Odor 93 is a journey into a fairy tale world, an emotional dedication to the band Current 93 and its founder, David Tibet. What a fortunate name, David Tibet. Oh, bollocks, I've put these on the wrong way round. Ooh! The odorous fairy tale opens its curtain between smoky and spicy notes. The ritual of the tale is celebrated. The fog hides the event from view, enhances our imagination. This dreamlike journey, our steps become slower and slower, and the perfume opens the heart of the fairy tale. The olfactory current of Odor 93 floats on the obsessive notes that tuberose and narcissus accord. A fragrant novena in which extras and protagonists participate, dramatic figures in an enchanted forest of northern Europe. If you close your eyes and listen to your path, you will hear grotesque characters of your imagination, and as if by magic, the journey becomes wonder, fairy tale. The dim lights of dawn ask for space. Among the thick branches of the forest, the perfume spreads its roots. A woody, smoky, and animalic background wakes us up from the journey. The perfume is a soul that draws our shadow, and the shadow is a grotesque character of our imagination. Each of us around a fire has told or listened to fantastic stories, fairy tales, and legends. Odor 93 drags you into the heart of that fire to discover the secret of the quest, the secret of the current. Odor 93 has been created and conceived listening to the albums Aleph, At Hallucinatory Mountain, and All the Pretty Little Horses by Current 93. Well, they couldn't call it All the Pretty Horses, could they? Because that's a book by Cormac McCarthy. So, yes, tuberose, yes, animalic, accord, notes, stench. I'm not a fan, straight up. Tuberose. It's not ideal. Narcissus, yes. Bit of sage as well. Bit of sage because it's quite dry. Maybe clove. It's got that dry, almost powderiness, like threatening powder. Tuberose can be quite like it's white floral. Oh, it's hit us right between the eyes. That. Yeesh. Powdery, dry, a little bit earthy. I get the whole Northern European forest kind of thing, sort of. It's not quite dark berries and fucking conifers and green. powdery, dry, white floral tuberose. It's... I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. There's too much white floral. There's too much tuberose. It's a little bit starchy. It's a little bit kind of... linen. You know, think white gown on a fair maiden. Guinevere. Wasn't Guinevere a bit of a slapper? I'm not sure, actually. I think she might have been. I don't know. Anyway, we're moving on. Lobolio. Fuck knows. Woof. I'm going to have to open the door. I'm spraying too much. What if the good of man was to forget rather than to remember? I was in Cambodia that's ominous, isn't it? I was in Cambodia, a long journey sailing down the Mekong in search of forgetfulness as salvation. The banks of the great river, the spring dry season, light and shining notes of helichrysum, frankincense and orange. A Fiat orange. I do get some frankincense straight away, though. That's quite nice. Open this flow in a golden river, a luminous labyrinth of the soul. The arrival at Angkor Wat, the sound Angkor Wat. How original. The sound of drums in the night overpowers the silence. It is the dawn of a new day. Lobolio tells the story of man's journey in search of forgetfulness. Tiziano Terenzi as a spiritual and literary guide. Tiziano Terzani, I beg your pardon. I thought it was the fucking candle maker. An invitation to travel, to me, an ever closer bond with the East. The memory flows slowly. Among the vegetal and smoky notes of mate tobacco, it's Mate tobacco, but it's mate tobacco. And the welcome of iris speaks to the soul. By now we are in the heart of oblivion, with a capital O. When the long journey is about to end, the sweet woody notes of sandalwood and Palo Santo bring us back to the depths of balance. Only the sunset is missing to define the end, but oblivion remains like an eternal scent, like dust in the ancient temples. Not dust, not fucking dust. A perfume that not only tells of a journey, but celebrates a close link between memory and forgetfulness. Oblivion, Lobolio, is a spiral of stillness. This one was conceived listening to Eternity by Anathema. Is Anathema not a metal band? Sounds like one. So this is quite all right. This is quite interesting. I definitely get the incense and this kind of dry floralness. I also get like a, you know how some incenses feel like, they go for the church thing. It kind of feels like this is incense burned in a place with walls of stone, and then you're smelling the residue of the incense off the stone. It's a vibe. It's a feeling. It's a little bit powdery. It's a little bit dark, a little bit sweet. The iris is coming through quite a bit now. It's quite nice, this, actually. I quite like this. I think it's quite interesting. Incense, iris. So you've got this rather scorched stone, scorched incense, black tea, black leaf tobacco sort of thing. And then you've got an incense which I recognise straight away, and I can't remember what it's from. Is it Shergi? The iris in this is very much like Shergi. It could be the tobacco iris thing, It's a winning combination, like. That's really nice. I'll try that on skin. That's actually very, very nice. I hope the orange doesn't fucking rear its ugly head though. Strange, because I like tangerine in perfume. I like mandarin, especially in perfume. I like orange blossom in perfume, but not orange. Never orange. Although I remember Orange Sanguine by, what were they called? Atelier Cologne. And that was just remarkable for the fact it smelled so much like orange juice. You know what I mean? It was like 1-to-1 orange juice. Okay, next up we have Narcotico. Just going to waft my stick through the perfume there. Okay. In the most intimate depths of our... Fucking hell, that smells a bit. In the most intimate depths of our soul, the perfume takes shape, tells our story, who we are. Right. The encounter with our deepest memories can be upsetting. This is what I try to create with Narcotico, a personal journey deep in the most hidden olfactory memories of my soul. Narcotico tells through a trip to Palermo, a city of 1,000 contrasts, among its alleys and churches, the spiritual journey of the soul, of my personal relationship with the sacred. The opening of the perfume is strong, pungent, obsessively angular. Incense and time blend and slowly open the doors of this sacred place, the memory. The contrast continues without end between the sweet notes of tonka, benzoin, and a floral accord, matured over time. Narcotico contains its meaning, dedication to Pier Paolo Pasolini and Antonello da Messina, two souls who have influenced my life in my return to Sicily after so many years. The evolution of the fragrance gives us an unexpected welcome. The soul has found peace. It has found its answer. An accord of patchouli, yes, oud, gaiac wood, vetiver and labdanum reminds us to the place where we often hide our soul. An old drawer forgotten in time, returning to my land after so many years, has shaken my spirit. Telling all this through Narcotico has given answers to my questions. And it was conceived to La Casa del Dolore and Memories Daci by Nanina. I get something quite myrrhy, actually. I get a lot of patchouli, amber, there's incense. I get that kind of vanillic benzoin sort of thing. Slightly resinous, slightly vanillic, a little bit milky. This is nice as well. This is actually very nice as well. I like this. Lots of patchouli. It's given a little bit of patchouli patch. It's given a little bit of patchouli patch by L'Artisan. It's not quite as good as that, because that's an outstanding perfume. I mean, there's no shame in not being as good as patchouli patch, you know what I mean? But it's a very nice perfume, that, actually. I will try that on skin as well. Pardon me. Oof, I got scared when I smelled that Odor 93 because I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to be smelling some foul perfumes today. But no. The last two, La Bolio and Narcotico, not bad at all. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Okay, we move. What are we doing next? Or what are we doing next? We're doing little song. Okay, everybody talks about this like they really love it. Alright, so a song that becomes sound in silence and perfume. Can a song be silence? I remember that. Classical piece where it was just silence for a very particular amount of time. It's quite interesting, actually, just being in the middle of like a fucking classical music fucking gig, and then all of a sudden there's like a massive period of silence, and everybody has to stay silent, as you do in the whatchamacallit, the opera house. Little Song tells the metamorphosis of time, which inexorably passes through our lives. A perfume that tells of my loneliness and my intimate sensation of time, which flows and changes things. Little Song speaks to the past, how to tell the time that passes, how to find the scent of metamorphosis. In the initial vibration of its citrus and spicy notes, I listen to hope. A little song is a small song repeated endlessly. It is a cup of coffee left alone on the table in my studio. The scent of its bottom, intense, aromatic from there. I started to remember. What the fuck? Stop that. Started to remember. Little song is a bouquet of roses held in my hand. I looked for depth in the rose. I looked for the poetry of its petals, slowly drying, deep and dusty feeling. Not dusty again, come on now. Little Song is a daily ritual, the cigarette now consumed between the fingers. The pungent tobacco breaks the look away. Kafka pages repeated by heart. A scent of earth and smoke, of roots and resins. Finally, even time has its own perfume. I keep writing this little song over and over again, like a lullaby. Little Song is a narrow space. It is a deep connection with life, with the past. A perfume that shakes the heart, that reaches the bottom of the human soul. This was conceived by listening to Murder Ballads and Skeleton Tree by Nick Cave and His Bad Seed. Coffee. Lots of coffee, tobacco. Something a little bit. It said citrus at the top. I don't get citrus, I get something a little bit fizzy. Sprightly. Tangy. The coffee's pretty basic, I'm not going to lie. The coffee's a pretty basic coffee note. Little bit of rose. I'm not getting a lot. Maybe something a little bit like vetiver. Something a little bit green in there. It's nice, but it is... I don't know what prices these are. I don't know what price the Meo Fusciuni are. I hope they're not too expensive. This has an accessibility to it, which is, I imagine, why a lot of people quite like this one and talk about it. It's not obscure and silly and obtuse for no reason. It's really nice, that, actually. It is. It's very nice. It's given designer vibes, but like designer vibes from when designer perfumes were actually fucking good and not the absolute shits that they are now. So that, don't think I'm being mean about that. I'm not. Okay, let's try Odor 93 again. I just don't like tuberose. So I mean, that's not an Odor 93 problem or a Meo Fusciuni problem. That's a Rich Mitch problem. I just don't like fucking tuberose. Just don't like white florals. I like that Labolio. That's nice. I'm getting more and more of the iris, that kind of irisy, smooth, sandalwood, creamy sort of thing coming out there. Narcotico's nice and interesting, if a little dry. Nice. And then a little song, give us a whiff. Yeah, that's nice as well. It's quite designery. I'll smell that on skin. Okay, thanks everybody. I will see you again soon. Bye.